trying a new camera angle. What I'm going to do is I've got 2 and a bit gearboxes here, and I'm going to start with this gearbox I had on a bike when I was a kid, and it jumped out of gear, and I swapped it for another one, well, replaced it with another one and kept this one. Approximately 40 years it's sat in a box, and here we are. I'm going to try and make it work again. So I'm going to keep the 2 parts separate. This used to jump out, this does jump out of gear, and I never found out why. So I'm going to take this one apart first, keep the parts separate, and see if I can choose the best set of components from each one. So yeah, I'm going to completely dismantle this one. Put all the parts in this box. This is the plunger that holds the indexing plate in place. So there's an adjustable tension on this, but it holds the it turns a cam plate that moves the gears in and out, and this is a little plunger that holds it in place for each individual gear. It's a 4-speed gearbox. So yeah, sprung loaded plunger that indexes, holds it on the cam. You'll see, I'll show you the cam in a minute, hopefully. There's a rod held in place here that holds the forks. It's held in place with this grub screw. Now hopefully try and keep it together as it was. This, the gears, like that, along with this one. I am going to have to look at the manual for putting this back together, but for now I'm going to try and keep the cluster together in one piece. There we go. So that's the whole cluster. Trusty wooden mallet. I'll just use the handle of this. There we go. So that is that must go on here, like that. There we go. So yeah, that's the complete cluster. So I never did find out why it used to jump out of gear, but I suspect, I'm not sure how well you can see this, I suspect that some of these dogs are worn or something, but there's nothing obvious at the moment. So this is the cam plate, and this is the piston thing that holds it in place as it indexes around the different gears. So there's neutral there, that little indent, I think that's neutral. One down will be, no, one up will be first, second, third, fourth, I think. It's a long time since I've played with one of these. I think that should come out too, right? Yep. That's the pivot for the cam plate. And these you can get upside down ones of these, so that you can change whether it's 1 down 3 up or 1 up 3 down. Reverse cam plate. And yeah, considering that's sat around for 40 years, it's doing all right. I'll put a new seal and a new bearing in it. I'm going to clean it all up and put it in the bead blaster as well when I get everything off it. That's the drain plug coming out now. So that, with the exception of the bearing, which is not terrible, but I do have a new bearing somewhere. I have to find that. Yeah, there's a blind bearing in there, so I'm thinking maybe I won't bead blast it because I don't want to get that messed up. But we'll see. I'll have a think about that. So that's the first one apart. And what I'm going to do now is check that the video looks alright before I do any more. Now I'm going to dismantle the second gearbox and see what we've got. This one's slightly more complete. It's got the rear sprocket on it for a start. So I'll take this off first, hopefully without making a mess of it. No, in fact I'm going to leave that to last because then I can stand it up. Right, so drain plug. For some reason these drain plug screws on the gearbox, they're really shallow. No, that's not coming out easily. That looks pretty crusty too. Get a bit of hammer impact. Yeah, this one's going to take quite some dismantling. Let's see how this grub screw comes out. Oh, that one's alright, that's okay, good. Yeah, this one's much cleaner inside. vice grips on this slider. Vice grips? Mole grips. Mole grips. Come on. Come on. There we go. Well, this gearbox looks in much nicer condition. I think most of the parts are going to be coming from this one. Just okay. Where did I put this? Oh yeah. Spoke too soon. Wow, it's super shiny in there, super shiny. Don't know if you can see that, but the gears are looking very nice in this one. Very, very nice. So yeah, I really do need to take the final drive sprocket off. Or at least get this. This is a Woodruff key, and here Woodruff key fits in a slot in the shaft, and it gives something for the clutch goes on the outside here, and this drives the clutch around. So this is a little rectangular piece of metal that goes into a groove in the shaft to give it something to key the clutch onto. Hence key, presumably invented by Mr. Woodruff. I'll let you Google that bit. There we go. Just a small key thing. And with a bit of luck, the gears are falling out. Oh yeah, there's no doubt this is in much nicer condition than the internals of that other one. A little bit of wear, actually quite a lot of wear on that end, but still not as bad as the other one. Just check the other one. Yeah, I might measure these and see. This end is quite worn. The one that goes into the bearing inside. But in general, everything looks in much nicer condition.
much cleaner inside, much dirtier outside, but the outside's not a problem. It's got a tab washer. Well, that's weird. I've got a pin punch somewhere, but I can't find it. Ah, here we go. Smaller pin punch. So tab washer has little tabs that are folded up into this gear at the top to stop it coming undone all on its own. So you need to flatten the tabs down before you be able to turn it. 1, 2, and then a C spanner if I can find it. Downwards, so maybe like this. There we go. I bought these fairly recently, by the way. They come with kind of rubbery things. Draper stuff's generally quite good, but I'm not impressed with these, sorry. I'm going to order the proper record fibre soft grips because they seem to work just fine. This is a new to me vice. I'm liking it. Oh, there's my spring. So, gonna come off. Easy. Okay, everything on the floor. But the final drive gear is out. I found the right size sockets for these other bits. Six-point socket too, quality. Cool. There we go. That's the oil drain. Again, I don't know why it's so shallow. That's always baffled me. Then the plunger. Same size, handy. Don't ask me what it is, some weird imperial size. 13/16 AF this says. AF. I'm not convinced that's exactly the right size. That's a better one. Which is 20 millimeters. It will be an imperial equivalent, whatever that is, but that fits very well. So it's just the oil seal and the bearing. To come out. And my video light has just gone out. Flat battery, I guess. But it looks like you can still see. Circlip holding the oil seal in, I think. This should just lift out. There we go. Oil seal, I'll be getting a new one of those. They're still available, no problem. And then the whacking great big final drive bearing. Which, yeah, it's got grit in it at the very least, but I'm pretty sure I've got one somewhere, so I'll be replacing that too. I want to check the size of the brass one in there. Can you see that? That's this shaft here. There's a bit of play in that, but it's, yeah, it's not terrible. Yeah, I don't like the wear. I don't like the wear on this. I might have to get an undersized bush made, or have a go at making an undersized bush myself. That would be interesting. Okay, just a couple of things to finish the disassembly. First one is I'm going to get the bronze oil light, whatever it is, bearing out. I don't have a press. I'm just going to whack it out with a socket. Luckily it's open at the back, so not a blind bearing. Blind as in you can't get to the back of it. So give this a few little taps. Yep, that's going. That one's out. See what that's like on there. It's not very good. And then the main bearing I'm going to whack out with another socket. And somewhere I put my drift. Give this a whack and see. I don't really care if this ruins the bearing. I'm not going to use it again. Yep, that started. Almost there. I need to lift it up though. How am I going to lift that up? Well, you'll just have to trust me. I'm going to knock this out. I'll do it in the vise, but then I'll have to set the camera up again. So it is on the way out. So I'll do that in a minute. And then last but not least, I'm going to take these studs out. This one's only got one in it. And I'm going to do this by threading on two nuts and tighten them against each other. Just going to check the focus on this one. Yeah, it's alright, isn't it? I should have run a dye down these first really to clean them up, but so tighten two nuts against each other. And then use the bottom one to undo the entire piece. lovely. So apart from the bearing, that's everything out of that case. And yeah, disassembly complete. I'll do the same on this one, and then I'll have 2 cases to choose from, set of components to choose from. I need to order some pieces. I need to order, what do I need? Oh, I'm still missing the mid case, so the middle section of the gearbox, which I've got one on its way. This is the outer piece. There's a middle piece goes in the middle that has the gear change mechanism in it. The last thing I need, I've got a cover on its way for this outer cover. The last thing I need is the kickstart quadrant, which I don't have. Oh, and some gaskets. And then the assembly shall recommence. I think, no idea how long that video is now, but I think that's probably enough for one video. And yeah, the next one will be about reassembling it. See you later.